Hi there, it is episode 1, season 2 of the Counios and Gane show, and I'm just tired. Her professional goal for the show is to keep this moving, so we'll see if we actually can get it in, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
We're never going to do it.
We couldn't even do the episode.
Oh, we don't even have, we have the...
Satchel?
Satchel, we forgot the satchel.
Bam.
Anyways, who are we? What do we do? We are writers, co-writers. We write young adult murder mysteries. We have 3 books out right now. First one's Along Comes Wolf. Shepherd's Watch is number 2. And number 3, which is out now officially in stores.
Yay!
Is Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing. It's nowhere to be seen, so I'm just going to bloop it up on the screen. We have our big release party coming up.
April 21st, 3 to 6.
At Multinational
33 1/3. Come have some coffee or some beer and a donut.
And
get a book signed.
There's information out there on our website for where to find that. Right at the top at bar, we have the info. So yeah, come out. And
so that's our big deal thing right now.
Yeah, that's our big focus right now. And we've been on TV a lot this week.
Yes, we have. We were on The News at Noon with Caleb Buchanan.
CTV.
Yes, and that was awesome. And then we were on CTV Morning Live. Yes, with Phil Darlington.
Yes.
That was a fun interview.
I want to say we kind of sent out the word to everyone that we were looking for interviews and stuff like that. And CTV are the guys that responded, both of them. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I got to say thanks to them.
Thanks, CTV.
Yeah. So.
That was good.
Yeah.
So that was happening.
And that's kind of our deal right now.
Right, is kind of promoting the books and promoting Wolf and Shepherd's Clothing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and we've got lots going on because of that. We have some book signings coming up. All the details will be on our website. We're going to be in Saskatoon, in Regina, in Nipawin, my hometown.
Yes.
And we also have the Arts Festival coming up in May where we're going to be selling and signing books as well.
Yeah, we are also at the Regina Public Library doing a quick intro to a film.
Yes,
on
Books
May
on
9th.
Film on May 9th.
Books on Film May 9th. So it's just a quick 5-minute intro, but it's a nice little PR thing with the library, which is awesome. And the Dunlop Art Gallery.
So that's what's going on for us right now.
Lots.
Yeah. Oh, and writing book 4.
Yes.
Working on book 4.
Working on
building
book 4.
It up.
Yeah.
So,
and that's going pretty well too, actually.
Yeah. So I feel like we're rolling along,
Everything's good.
And then we're gonna get to the end, and we have no time. So what are we eating this week? This is your choice.
My choice. So here's my choice. Let me just show you guys.
Wow.
I know. This is from the Italian Star Deli. Carlo, thank you for this delicious sandwich. I actually got 2. I got the mild and the medium. I didn't get the hot because I wasn't sure how that would fly.
Okay.
But it is, I don't know if you guys can see this, so delicious. If you have not been to the Italian Star Deli, you should go and you should get the sandwich because it's awesome.
But Ange knows me and she bought me a cookie as well.
I got him a cookie. They were sitting on the counter. They just opened. I think they opened at 9 a.m. And the cookies were gone. I'm like, who showed up and ate all your cookies? So
did somebody actually show up today to buy the cookies?
Well, all the bread was fresh. All the sandwiches were freshly made. The door unlocks at 9. I mean, that's what Google says. Maybe I'm wrong. And so there were only a few cookies left. All the ginger snaps were gone. I was sad about that. But anyhow, this is the sandwich. This is what I got for us. This was our treat of the week, was the Italian Star Deli. You can get it in hot, medium, and mild, and I love them.
And I'm going to eat it. I want the medium.
Okay.
I probably would have done the hot as well.
Oh, good to know for next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a big sandwich, and I'm scared of putting it in my mouth
They
during
are
the show.
huge. Correct.
I already
and even, I just want to show this quickly to our viewers. So, that was a quarter. This is really a sandwich for 2. It's huge.
It is.
Italians must eat a lot. I don't know. So, anyhow, for real, it's a sandwich for 2. Easily.
Yeah. Do Greeks eat a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Maybe it's the whole Mediterranean.
I did fatten up when I first met your wife. So.
Your wife.
My wife, yeah.
My sister.
It's amazing.
That happens a lot, but that's okay.
It's amazing I can even breathe on a regular basis.
You know what Greeks say when you gain weight? in that situation and they say "Calo perasi," which means you're having a good time. You're passing your time well. Oh, that's cute.
I'm already like self-conscious all the time about whatever.
It's like,
I actually dressed down because I've been wearing the suit for all the interviews.
I know, it's been much more formal.
I'm like, okay, we gotta change
time to put on a cardigan and a t-shirt.
This may be noisy to our viewers at home, but I just have
think
to move
that's
the
pretty
mic
subtle. Okay, so that's our favorite thing of the week.
We didn't actually tell anybody who's never watched our show what we do, but who cares? We just talk about writing and creativity and stuff like that. We like to answer questions out of the
Magic Satchel.
I feel like there's other things going on, but we haven't.
We'll get there.
Oh, my sister, who's an active viewer of our show. Oops.
You just broke the magnet.
I know, I
did.
did. So she asked us about question 13, and since it's the new show, I thought we'd refresh everyone. I think it was like in episode 1.
Yeah, right off the bat.
We got question 14, which said, "It is always geared to the books you write. Is it always geared to the books you write, or do you write other things?" We don't understand what that question means.
Yeah, which means we need we need question 13 to figure out what 14 means.
My fear is that it'll be question 12 that is followed up by 13, then followed up by 14. So that's the reason why we're always looking for question 13.
Yes.
So, okay, this is another weird one, but...
I like it.
Okay, the question is, do you feel what you write?
Yeah, man. You know, I feel what I write, but I feel more what you write.
Okay, what do you mean? What do you think the question means?
I think the question means, like, am I emotionally moved?
Okay.
By what I write.
Okay.
So, yeah, I get kind of into it. Like, I'm like, if there's a fight scene, it's like, yeah, and I kind of get into it. And so I feel stuff for sure when I do those scenes, or if it's like, you know, something kind of heart-wrenching or something, you know, like, but so I do feel what I write, like emotionally, there's like an emotional response from me, and I say
while you write or while you read?
Both.
Okay.
And I have that experience when I paint as well. Like it's different. I mean, when I'm doing it, I feel it, whatever it is, the feelings of creating, right? And then the thing I'm trying to impose, that's not a nice word, but put on the viewers, or, you know, it's like I have a direction I'm heading that I want my viewers, you know, or readers to feel. And, you know, maybe I don't hit the target and they feel something completely different, which is the awesomeness of the creative world, right? We can point you in the direction and then you decide what that's about for you. So I do feel stuff for sure. However, when I read what you write, like there's been a couple of scenes where I'm like, at the end of actually at the end of Along Comes a Wolf, the very last little scene in the backyard, I won't give it away. I was like, I read, because you know how, well, I don't know if the viewers know how we write, or if you want to go back and find it, but basically I write till midpoint. Dave follows along behind, jumps over me, writes the second half of the book, and I follow him to the end. So when I got to the end of Along Comes a Wolf, it was kind of like a new ending for me. Like I knew what was coming, but I didn't read the words Dave had written yet. And I was reading it at Regina Beach, actually. And I got to that last scene, and I was like, like it was like a pitter patter. Yeah. And then same with a scene at the end of Shepherd's Watch. And it's funny because it's like it's our story, and it's still, I'm in it emotionally. So I do feel what I write.
Cool.
And what you write, but it's a together thing. So I don't know.
Yeah. I never kind of separate the two of us. I never feel when I'm writing it, I'm aiming for like trying to get an emotional reaction out of it. So I guess I must be thinking about it or feeling it that way. But it isn't until like the several rewrites, edits, everything like that, when I'm trying to make sure it's working as best as it could.
Sorry, Dave.
You're ruining the show.
I know. Wow.
Are you done choking?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe.
So, but yeah, like I always... The one thing I always do is when I do the read-throughs, I try and make sure that nothing's pulling me out of the story, and then I try and adjust those. but it's also, if those things are pulling me into the story with emotion and stuff like that, I know I'm on the right track and
Right.
everything. But yeah, Shepherd's Watch, I got emotional at the end, which is our second book.
Yeah.
And Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing, I feel like I was responding in places where I was surprised I was responding. So yeah. And yeah, I guess so. Yeah, to me, feeling guides our writing, because if we're enjoying the book as we read it, that's kind of who I'm writing towards. I always like making you react to it. I'm always like, okay, if I can get Ange to, make a reaction out of this, then that's good.
And I think that comes even as you were saying that when I used to direct the drama productions at school, I would say to the kids, like, if you can make me laugh, because I would always do comedy because life is heavy enough on stage with teenagers that we don't need to do the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So I said, if you can make me laugh for 6 weeks of rehearsal, I promise you the audience will love it. So I was always gearing it, kind of to, I am your first viewer, actors. Yeah. So make sure you direct it that way. And it was always really successful. So I think that's the same thing applies.
Yes.
Cool. Good question.
Yeah. And now I'm noticing I look forward to hearing like Heather's reactions and my wife's and stuff like that.
Yes, totally.
So, yeah.
One more question?
Yeah. I'm going to do
Let's do it.
Watch this, it'll be question. If it's question
13?
13.
Oh, it's question 13. What is it? Wait, what is it?
Okay. How often do you write? That's the question. How often do you write? Is it always geared to the books you write, or do you write other things? Oh! Okay, let's hit them.
Can we do it?
At the same time.
Okay.
Wow, what a great way to start the new season.
Finally, I had to go through a whole season to figure out where question 13 was.
It's like,
it's like the most epic cliffhanger ever.
Epic?
It's an epic cliffhanger.
This is the cliffhanger for our show. That's exciting.
Well,
you know what I mean.
We waited a whole season, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so how often do you write? How often do you write? You start first.
How often do I write the books?
Everything.
Every day.
Really?
Yes, except for maybe... Okay, I'm going to... Honestly, probably 6 out of 7 days I write.
Okay.
And it's sloppy, like it's in my journal. It's sloppy writing, it's emotional writing. But it's... Yep.
And it's personal then.
Yes.
And you're not trying to tell a story, you're just trying to...
I'm just purging.
Diary and purge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how often I write outside of Counios and Gane. And then Counios and Gane, I think it depends on where we're at.
How many hours, how many minutes do you write? Sorry, I cut it back.
This is like Dave doing his Dave thing. What do you mean, Dave? I don't understand the question.
Like how many minutes or hours do you write per day when you're in the book?
Oh, when I'm in the book?
Yeah. How much do you get out of yourself?
As many as Dave tells me to get. He's like, if you want to reach your deadline, you better write 4,000 words this week.
But do you really?
Do I really what?
Is that but how many hours do you get out of a day then for yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I've never measured. I just
must
know.
Have sense.
Well, no, it's actually what you tell me because you're the mathematician here. So You're like, if we want to hit this, you need to do 4,000 words a week, roughly. You'll say, You'll give me that information, which is super useful. And then I may not, and as you know, when it drives you nuts, I may not write for a day or two, and then I'll be like, bleh, and I'll write like 10 pages.
How long does it take for you, those 10 minutes?
I've never measured.
Or 10 pages.
Now I'm going to measure, because I don't actually know.
I always tell my students it's good to know what you're capable of in a certain amount of time, because then you can plan.
You can pace
how
it.
Much,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. I think... I don't know. I don't even want to answer that because I will make up a number because I have no idea. But I'm certainly going to measure it now.
Okay.
Out of curiosity. Your turn.
I don't actually write that much. I write only on the books now and nothing else. I used to do morning pages. However long ago, it was probably 15 years ago. And I was nonstop for years, right? You know that. And then when I purged all my journals, that was them getting burnt up. But now that we're writing on a much more professional level, I only put it in when I'm writing. I don't really overthink things. I don't journal anything because it's sometimes like if I have to figure out something, I may put some words down, but usually I just show up when I need to and do my pages, and then it's just I'm so busy, and
You are busy.
I always feel like I'm not a big fan of writing exercises anymore unless it's going towards a goal. And I don't bring that into my class.
What do you mean by writing exercises?
Like, sometimes they'll say, oh, you should write a scene about your character to hear how they talk and you know, what kind of characteristics they are and stuff like that. And I'm like,
don't you think we're beyond that, though?
No, I think everyone still talks about doing that. And me, I just get into the story and get them interacting in the story. And
right. But, I mean, and not beyond, I don't mean beyond that, like, better than, but I mean, like, we really know our characters.
Mm-hmm. But what about, like, the secondary characters that we bring in and minor characters that we bring in? But I just like getting them moving and
right. Yeah.
in a scene.
Sure.
And everything like that. So, but yeah, I'm not a fan of writing exercises. I like something that works towards a goal. Like, you're going to turn this into a story or a script or novel or a short story, and then you're gonna try and get it out there and get it into the world and have people read it. See, there's my first trying to avoid a burp in the show. So yeah, I personally I'm that kind of I like practical writing that serves a purpose.
Mine serves a purpose, but it's a different purpose.
Yeah.
It's
and I
like...
shouldn't say that. And my other thing about the morning pages, I was realizing that the morning pages were my excuse for not writing.
Oh, that's interesting.
So then, because of that, then I'm like, okay, get rid of that, start putting into actual work.
Right.
And that's how I got myself writing after 15 years of not writing.
And for me, that was my ritual. That is my ritual for writing. And I mentioned that on a different episode where, what do you do to start writing? It's like I wake up, I have coffee, and then I write in my journal. And once I get all that out, then I do the writing. So it's kind of like my filter to get to work.
And mine is sit down, have a cup of coffee, open it up, and get to work.
Right.
I'll sometimes reread and edit, but right into it. Okay.
That's it.
We're done for our questions.
Great.
Okay. We usually do book of the week, and you have a book and I have a book. But before we get into the book, I'm going to, on last episode of the last season, I was going to give you a gift. Oh man,
Things
that's
are happening.
probably been sitting there through
Sticking
the whole thing.
out. I don't know.
That's embarrassing. Okay,
I need a costume person.
I found this book.
Wardrobe.
It is written by the woman who wrote Light Housekeeping.
No.
It's before. And
can I borrow it?
No, it's yours. I'm giving it to you.
Why?
Well, because
thanks.
It's hers. It's called Sexing the Cherry, and
that sounds. You know what? I've been looking at it sitting there for a couple of weeks now.
Kate has come in, and my daughter has come in, and they look at me and they're like, "Sexing the Cherry," and I'm like. So, anyways, that is your book. So maybe that can be your book of the week in the future.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope I like it. Thank you. That's great. I didn't know I'd get a present today.
There you go. So I was trying to figure out my book of the week, and my daughter is traveling right now, and she was looking for books. She took Wolf and Shepherd's Clothing.
Oh, good.
So she said, "Oh yeah, I'll burn through that in a couple of days. So I need a second book." And then we were in here and trying to figure out what book she could read, and she went through a lot of books. Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises.
Yes.
I really like this one, and I offered it to her because it's a little tighter and shorter. It's one of his first books, and like most writers, we always write short books first. And
most writers.
Yeah.
Not us.
I think ours is fairly short. The first one. We keep getting longer each time we write.
It's still 400 pages.
Yeah, but yeah. Some people say that's too long. Some people say it's short. Anyways. Sun Also Rises is my pick. Yeah. And my daughter picked Farewell to Arms because she wanted the romance. She wanted a love story.
Nice.
And I told her this one's a
good.
love story too, but
Yeah.
that one,
Mr.
Farewell to Arms,
Hemingway.
is a heavier love story. So, what's your pick?
Well, you know, I showed up without a book
Again.
It's
all right.
and then Dave said he could kindly bloop up the cover of the book. And so...
And you were going to pick one, so save it for another show.
Great. So I'm going to do this one. Cube. It's a little book, but I just actually...
The Cube or Cube?
Cube.
Nope, The Cube.
Where's the...
Right there.
Oh, God. Glasses. The Cube. I just did this exercise in my class, and we're working on surrealism in my art class. And this is a really beautiful way to kind of create a visual surreal. And it's got archetypal symbols in it, and I'm not going to tell you what they are, but you can actually Google this, and it will walk you through the visualization, and every symbol means something. My kids got a kick out of it, my class. They enjoyed it. So... yeah, The Cube is my book. And I actually came across this... Gosh, when did you give Kate this book?
I didn't give her it. She always had it.
She always had it. So this was before I met you. So like 1997 or 8 maybe. So we're talking like 20 years at least. Yeah. So that's my book, The Cube.
Cool. Awesome.
I'll try and show up with a book next week. Sorry.
It's okay.
Thanks for having books. Thanks for having books in your house that I also enjoy.
Okay, so you can find us on www.couniosandgane.com. We have all our links to our social media, Twitter, Facebook, the YouTube channel. Anything else?
Well, come to the book launch if you like on April 21st at Multinational from 3 to 6 and meet us, greet us, have a donut, have a coffee, have a beer.
We only have limited donuts, so make sure if you are coming, let us know.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, we have limited donuts, so come.
We want everybody
early.
to be happy.
But,
although we'd
yeah.
love to run out, that would be great too.
That would be
mean
great
lots
too.
of people showed up.
Yes.
And stay tuned to all our book signings and our promotions of Wolf and Shepherd's Clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good book. They're all good books. They're our babies. I love them.
Oh, do you have Viewer of the Week?
Viewer of the Week.
I don't have anyone. I probably do. I need
did.
people to call out to me and say, I want to be the Viewer of the Week. So.
I did, and I can't recall right now.
Okay.
So let's go with not so much right now.
Yeah, if you want to be the Viewer of the Week, let us know.
Pick us.
So thank you for tuning in, right?
Thanks. How are we doing for time? Ooh, not too bad.
Yeah, we got to move it along.
Yeah.
It's like 24 minutes about there, so.
Good for us.
Okay.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.